The scene opens on the grand, imposing trial court area of the Xavier Empire. An unseen questioner holds up a single teardrop-shaped red earring, asking Luna White if she wore it to the Academy Ball. Seated in the courtroom, Luna looks on with a somber and worried expression. A woman with wavy brown hair gravely announces that it's time to welcome the witnesses. Luna panics internally, wondering how this could happen since she remembers searching for the earring right after she lost it. From behind, Callista prays to the light divine lord, asking for benevolence and wisdom to shine upon the trial court. She continues her testimony, swearing as a loyal servant with a pure soul that she has spoken no lies. Another blonde woman testifies, confirming that the earring is indeed one of Luna's accessories. The witness adds that Luna even boasted to them about the quality of the ruby embedded in the earring. With an innocent expression, Callista asks why her classmate Luna would collude with a heathen cult. As the crowd begins whispering, Luna looks on with a troubled expression. Bang! A judge's gavel strikes, demanding quiet in the court. A man with wavy brown hair questions a witness, asking if Luna White left the scene during the dance. A blonde noblewoman testifies that Neshia can prove Luna missed their opening dance, causing Luna to stare at her in disbelief. With her testimony given, the blonde witness turns and calmly walks away. An unseen prosecutor announces that Luna's earrings were found in a secret prayer room at Delano Academy, along with dark magic books and potions. The prosecutor declares that, as punishment, they will burn the evil witch, causing a terrified Luna to break into a cold sweat. From a balcony, Luna's brother and Ms. Lexi react in absolute shock to the verdict. Miss Lexi lunges forward in outrage, demanding how they could do this to Luna, but Luna's brother holds her back, reminding her to be calm in the trial court. Luna's brother listens with a grim expression as the court prepares to announce the punishment for the rest of the White family. Smack! Luna slams her hand down on the courtroom railing in desperation. She stands and shouts that this has nothing to do with her family, begging them not to punish her brother Pedro and sister Lexi. Luna's brother, Pedro, restrains Lexi while harshly criticizing Luna's bad manners, questioning if she is truly a descendant of the famous White family. A voice reads the verdict, stating that Count Pedro White failed to control his blasphemous family members and should have been hanged. However, the king sees his loyalty and pardons both him and Miss Lexi from their death sentences. The White family is stripped of their titles and positions, demoted to commoners, and exiled to a mine on the border. Hearing her family's fate, Luna collapses to her knees, weeping in despair. She looks up, her expression filled with a flicker of desperate hope as she thinks of her last chance. In her mind, she calls out to Nessia and Laird, wondering if they would believe her. Finally, she wonders if a man named Hubert will help her, but her hope fades as she thinks it's impossible. A close-up shows Hubert's cold, unfeeling eye. Seeing Callista stand smugly beside Hubert, Luna despairs that no one will help her and wonders if she can return to reality after being burned to death. With all hope lost, Luna stares down at the floor in utter defeat. Tears stream down her face as she worries about what will happen to her real body if she dies in the game. The scene blurs into a bedroom as she wonders why her alarm clock didn't ring. A red-haired woman jolts awake, panicking that she's late for work on a Monday, then looks around in shock, realizing she is not in her room. Stunned, she wonders if she is dreaming, recognizing her surroundings as the setting of a game her friend Lynn was desperate to play. The glowing pink title screen for a game called The Garden of Eden appears. In a flashback, a red-haired woman works on her laptop as her friend Lynn excitedly asks her to fill out a reservation for the new game. The woman agrees, but says she must sleep first, complaining she's been working so much she's on the verge of sudden death. Exhausted, she falls asleep, intending to fill out the reservation for her friend later. Her phone lights up with a message welcoming beta user number 381 to the game, as her character data begins loading. Back in Luna's body, the woman remembers the game was called The Garden of Eden, and finds it strange to be dreaming of a game she never intended to play. Buzz! A strange light appears, and after a snap and a thump, she fearfully hides under her blankets. She pinches her cheek and yelps in pain, realizing it feels too real for a dream, just as a game menu materializes before her. Detailed character profiles for the three male leads, Hubert, Nija, and Laird, appear on screen. Staring in shock at the game interface, she reads her main mission. Target 4 male leads to return to her world. The horrifying truth dawns on her. She has been transmigrated, not through an accident, but seemingly without any symptoms at all. A headache strikes, but she forces herself to calm down, reasoning that a life without a job or rent, filled with handsome men, could be beautiful. She stretches and admires the luxurious bedroom, concluding that the character she now inhabits must have a pretty good life. A girl with vibrant red hair, styled in twin buns, is beautifully framed by an ornate gold mirror and pure white lilies. Confused by her lavish surroundings, the red-haired girl realizes her expected role as a priest doesn't match reality and decides to investigate the game's system menu. The system reveals the profile for the protagonist, a gentle, blonde-haired girl named Callista from the Garden of Eden. The red-haired girl is devastated to learn she's not the protagonist and scoffs bitterly while viewing the gallery of Callista's guaranteed happy endings. She erupts in rage, cursing the rubbish game for demanding she compete against the actual protagonist. She imagines a grim fate of being chained and imprisoned by Callista, panicking that the game's art will become her reality. In a sudden cut to reality, a girl with light brown hair named Lin sneezes while playing on her phone, seemingly the one who got her friend into this mess. Now in a blue dress, the red-haired girl accepts her new reality. She time-traveled into the game and must win the hearts of the male leads to return home. But she's not the protagonist. Two maids gossip about their young Miss's surprisingly calm and studious behavior since she lost a swordsmanship match to Lord Laird. She suddenly appears behind her gossiping maids and asks what they were talking about, making one of them jump in fright. She asks for her brother and learns that Lord Laird has arrived to offer condolences on her recovery, currently waiting for the young master. "Laird is here?" she exclaims in shock, immediately wanting to know where to find him. She runs through the halls, determined to face the first male lead and turn his negative favorability into a positive one. She shouts for him to wait, but the interruption only causes the silver-haired Laird's favorability to drop as he impatiently tells her to be quick. Suddenly shy and flustered, she can only stammer a quiet, "I." She internally panics about needing to act sweet to raise his favorability, but her hesitation only makes the situation, and his favorability worse. Laird glares at her suspiciously, asking if she's there to waste his time or to threaten him. He coldly accuses Luna White of faking an injury to get attention, dismisses her attempts to explain, and tells her to leave him alone before walking away. A wave of silent, simmering anger darkens Luna's expression. "This person is the worst," she fumes, stomping away while muttering about what's so special about a game character. Still annoyed, she spots an elderly man with glasses and a maid discussing something ahead of her. The elderly man explains that her brother has left behind important documents with no one available to deliver them. Seeing an opportunity, Luna calmly volunteers to deliver the documents, claiming she was going for a walk anyway. Later, while reading a book, she finds her thoughts drifting back to Laird, wondering if he can use magic. A fleeting image of Laird's handsome, slightly arrogant face appears in her mind. She frowns, concluding that his immense power must be the source of his terrible arrogance. Deciding she dislikes him just as much as he dislikes her, she slams the book shut, causing a folded letter to fall out. Puzzled, she looks down at the unexpected letter that slipped from the book's pages. She reads the letter and learns it's an apology from her brother for the original Luna having stolen a ruby ring, realizing she can't entirely blame Laird for his hostility. Luna reflects on her dire situation. In a world that respects power, she's weak, and her mission to win favor seems impossible. As she contemplates her next move, a voice suddenly calls out, "Miss Luna." A man in a white top hat announces from the driver's seat of a carriage that they have arrived at the palace gates. Walking down a familiar corridor, Luna remembers her last visit and decides to go left this time. "Pack?" Her thoughts are cut short as she collides with someone, crying out in pain. After they both fall, she apologizes to a coughing, long-haired man with a monocle who insists it was his fault and points out her shoe has slipped off. A young man with wavy blonde hair rushes toward them, calling out, "Teacher!" "So you are here." The long-haired teacher asks what happened and calmly instructs his student, Nessia, to help Luna get up. In a scene straight out of a fairy tale, the student Nessia kneels and gently places the shoe back on Luna's foot. He looks up with a kind, handsome smile and asks if she is all right. As Nessia helps her to her feet, Luna realizes with a jolt that he's another male lead, and she is completely unprepared. Composing herself, Luna curtsies and introduces herself, formally apologizing for bumping into his teacher. Ahem. Nessia gently reminds his teacher they have important things to do, prompting him to move along. As they leave, Nessia offers Luna a charming wave and wishes her a good day. Luna is overjoyed to see the new character's favorability has increased, silently thanking Nescia for being so much nicer than Laird. Elsewhere, Necia tells his teacher he suspects his weakness is linked to a tampered magic array, and the teacher confirms he's worried their plan has been exposed. Nescia expresses concern for his teacher's health due to the room's reversed magic flow, but the teacher assures him he just needs rest. They discuss the new traveler, with the teacher admitting he can no longer predict her landing point and questioning their past choices as he recalls an image of Luna with a red-haired man. Back in the palace garden, Luna is cheerful, grateful that her brother gave her directions that saved her from getting lost. She smiles serenely, enjoying a quiet moment walking among beautiful white flowers. Suddenly, her peaceful expression shatters into one of complete shock and confusion. A blue-haired man asks a blonde girl what she's looking at, then tells her to bring something over. Ouch! The blonde girl trips, but a man with dark purple hair catches her just in time. Push! The blonde girl shoves a man in a blue suit away, telling him to get back to work as Luna watches her from afar. Luna realizes the girl in the garden must be the main protagonist and panics, knowing she'll be in trouble if the protagonist wins over the male leads first. Determined, she decides to speed up her progress by targeting the male lead with the lowest difficulty first. Lying in bed, she mentally reviews her options. Laird dislikes her, another's favorability is confusing, and she's scared of the protagonist, so Nescia is her most reliable choice. She pauses while drawing, wondering if she's forgetting someone, but ultimately decides to focus on the 3 known leads and starts by investigating Nescia's preferences. Elsewhere, a woman with short, dark hair scolds Callista for being lazy with her sweeping duties. Callista politely promises to go to the temple and pray for forgiveness. The dark-haired woman prays for the child's pure eyes, while Callista privately scoffs that someone truly blessed by a god wouldn't be doing a servant's work. A promotional title card shows Luna surrounded by 3 handsome men, the silver-haired Laird, the purple-haired man, and the blonde Nescia. The scene shifts to the sunlit white family swordsmanship field as a voice calls Luna's name. A woman with blonde hair and a black dress smiles, having finally found Luna. A flashback shows a younger Luna's eyes lighting up as she happily greets her returning sister. The blonde woman teases Luna for being at the swordsmanship field, joking that she hates it so much it's like the sun rising in the west. Luna brushes off her sister's teasing, telling her she's exaggerating. Her sister wipes sweat from her brow, offering to teach Laird a lesson for upsetting her, but Luna quickly refuses. Luna looks down sadly, admitting she feels too weak and believes she's been an embarrassment to their family. Her sister gently reassures her, reminding Luna that she and their brother told her she can always rely on them. Trying to cheer her up, her sister announces that her new dress is ready at the tailor's, but Luna says she still wants to practice with her sword. Slam! Luna resolutely slams her practice sword down, showing her determination. The scene transitions to a tailor shop in the Imperial City. A pink-haired assistant fusses over Luna, who stands silently in an elaborate new pink dress adorned with bows. Luna internally complains that the eye-catching dress makes her look like a Christmas tree. Seeing the assistant on the verge of tears, Luna quickly insists the dress is beautiful after the assistant explains Miss Lexi wanted it to be gorgeous. The assistant proudly details the precious fabrics used, like a special satin that will glow in the moonlight. The assistant boasts that Luna outshone even Her Royal Highness Jeanette at the ball, but Luna remains quiet. The tailor's assistant excuses herself to fetch the matching neckwear. Luna stares at the dress, a flicker of recognition in her eyes as she feels she's seen it before. In a flashback, the original Luna asks a maid where she's taking old dresses, and the maid explains they're being moved to the warehouse to make space. Luna realizes with a shock that she saw 2 identical, expensive dresses being discarded, and fumes at the wastefulness of the, quote, evil aristocratic class. Back in the present, Luna explores the tailor shop on her own. Her eyes land on a design sketch for a man's outfit lying on a nearby table. Luna wonders if Laird gets his clothes here, but the assistant corrects her, asking if she means young Master Lachlan. The assistant swoons over Laird, calling him a generous customer, while Luna internally scoffs that he's given her nothing but a hard time. The assistant explains that Laird was unusually difficult this time, requesting a custom cuff pattern, but rejecting the popular rose and iris designs. Luna thoughtfully concludes that he must not like flashy flowers. She suggests using a borage pattern, explaining it symbolizes courage and would suit him, sparking an idea in the surprised assistant. Outside in the market, Luna stretches happily, glad for the solo outing, and wondering if helping Laird secretly will raise his favorability. Her thoughts are interrupted when she sees an elderly woman trip, spilling potatoes all over the street. The woman reaches down in distress, trying to gather her fallen goods from the cobblestones. Luna rushes over to help the woman pick up a potato, who thanks her and gives her a blessing from the god of light. The elderly woman, Farah, invites Luna to her restaurant for dinner as thanks for her help. Luna is secretly thrilled, realizing she's been invited to try the famous Kayas cuisine. The scene shifts to the exterior of a restaurant at night. Inside, a young man chides Farah for stocking goods herself, but she reassures him a kind lady helped her and is staying for dinner. As he brings a plate of food, the young man gently tells Farah to just call him by his name instead of young master. The young man turns, revealing himself to be Nesia, and he looks up in surprise to see Luna. Later, Nesia and Luna walk together, mutually surprised by each other's hidden talents, his for cooking and hers for repairing a wooden cart. Luna gets flustered, admitting her practical skills are a secret hobby that her siblings disapprove of. Nesia remarks that she's different from the rumors, and Luna agrees, privately listing her new hands-on skills before saying her injury was a blessing in disguise. As Nesia listens, a child's voice calls out his name. A small girl with light brown hair holds his hand, looking up to ask who the person with him is. Nesia smiles kindly and explains that they are children from the temple-funded orphanage. Luna sits with Nesia as she offers candy to 3 orphans who have gathered around them. But instead of taking it happily, the children stare at the candy with fear in their eyes. Wah! The children suddenly start crying and run away from Luna in terror. They flee straight into the waiting arms of Callista, who comforts them. Callista greets Nesia, explaining she brought the children because they were nagging to see him. She then turns to Luna, pointedly asking if she was interrupting anything. In a cute chibi moment, Nesia quickly insists that everything is fine. The atmosphere grows tense as Luna and Nesia stand together in awkward silence. Watching one of the little girls hide behind Callista, Luna wonders if she really looks that scary. She then elaborates that the children were frightened after seeing Luna drive an old servant away from her manor a few days ago. Luna tries to explain the servant was a thief, but Callista piously prays for mercy upon the suffering, suggesting he had his reasons. Luna mutters under her breath that no matter what, stealing is still wrong. She finds herself facing a wall of shadowy children, whispering that rich nobles are monsters who eat bad children. On the verge of tears, Luna desperately tries to deny their accusations. A young boy suddenly steps forward to defend her, declaring that Sister Luna is a great benefactor who protected his mother from his abusive father and paid for his schooling. When Luna asks why he's there, he explains he was buying magic supplies. She pats his head affectionately as Nesia's favorability rises. Callista apologizes for the misunderstanding, which Luna accepts, blaming the bad rumors about her, before Callista questions one of the children. A woman tells Luna that her housekeeper is looking for her, making Luna realize she forgot to tell her family she would be home late. Nesia waves a friendly goodbye, promising to see Luna again soon. He then turns to Callista, saying it's time for the children to go to bed. Nesia, Callista, and one of the little girls walk away together, holding hands like a family. As they depart, Callista glances back over her shoulder with a cold, calculating look. The scene shifts to a grand, Gothic-style manor under the light of a crescent moon. Phew. Finally home, Luna collapses onto her bed, completely exhausted. She reflects that talking with Callista is as tiring as dealing with manipulative colleagues from her past life. Tossing and turning, she reasons that the protagonist in a set game program can't possibly be a bad person. Hugging her teddy bear, she concludes that Callista must be a sympathetic saint type, and that she was just being oversensitive. She sighs, complaining that despite being in her 20s, she was scolded like a child for coming home late. A memory of her sister Lexi reminds her of her siblings' promise that she can always rely on them. Holding her teddy bear close, she admits to herself that being cared for doesn't feel bad at all. What? Her peaceful moment is shattered by a sudden, jarring thought. As a maid roughly brushes her hair, Luna yelps in pain, suddenly remembering she has to retake an exam. The maid explains that Luna missed her final herbal medicine exam and must make it up, sending her into a panic about having to attend school in this world. The maid blames a stubborn old lady, but Luna dismisses her, trying to focus on her mission and the homework she's left behind. A light bulb goes off as she realizes Nesia, who is sorting books at the Imperial Library, might be able to help her. The maid asks if she's going to meet Lord Nissia, remarking that their relationship seems unusually close for a man who never dines alone with noble ladies. Luna denies any deep connection, but the maid encourages her, calling her one of the top beauties in Gazavor. Clap. With a decisive clap, the maid tells her to rest assured. Vowing to treat the meeting as a date, the maid proudly assembles an entire army of servants to prepare Luna. The lead maid poses confidently, fully committed to her mission. A flustered Luna grabs the maid, frantically insisting that she and Nessia are not in that kind of relationship. Achoo. Elsewhere, someone sneezes outside a large, elegant building. Dressed up for her visit, Luna stands outside the building and pinches her nose, thinking the perfume is too strong. Pausing at the grand doors, she worries Nessia will think she has ulterior motives but steels herself to go inside. As she enters the library, her eyes fall upon Nessia, standing with Callista by a bookshelf. Callista turns from the bookshelf, offering a serene and pleasant smile. Luna quietly closes the classroom door behind her. She decides to find Nessia later and begins to walk away. Sitting on the steps, she reconsiders hiding, reminding herself she's done nothing wrong. She admits that seeing Callista always gives her chills, guessing it's just nerves from their rivalry. With a thoughtful expression, she stares down at a single white rose in her hand. Suddenly startled, she looks up from the rose and demands to know who is there. Lord Laird stands before her, flanked by his men, and asks why she looks like she's seen a ghost. She thinks to herself that he's scarier than a ghost, since he can actually lower her favorability score. Lord Laird looks down at her with a serious, unamused expression. Getting up to leave, she sarcastically apologizes for interrupting his patrol and offers to disappear. As she turns to walk away, a voice urgently calls for her to wait. Swish! A hand reaches out, determined to stop her from leaving. In a petal-filled moment, he catches her, and their eyes meet. Holding her arm, Lord Laird asks if she already knows about the embroidered flower pattern. He questions how she thought of using that specific type of flower for her design. Push. She shoves his arm away, telling him to take any complaints to the tailor instead of bothering her. He clarifies that he never said he disliked it, leaving her surprised and speechless. An awkward silence falls between them as a lone bird flies by. Lord Laird breaks the silence, asking if the pattern seems familiar to her. He recounts a memory of being honored with a borage flower, a symbol of courage, by a caravan he had rescued. He explains that the flower in a wine glass is a northern custom for honoring a hero, which is how he knew the caravan's origin. Back in the present, he admits his surprise that she would know about such an obscure tradition. With a bitter smile, Luna challenges his judgmental attitude, and he retorts that she shouldn't be so quick to judge him either. They stare intently at one another, a silent tension building between them. She turns away, thinking his opinion is irrelevant, since he's never tried to understand anyone anyway. Grab! He suddenly takes her hand, preventing her from walking away. As his favorability meter rises, she thanks him for the lesson, saying she understands now. Kneel. To her absolute shock, Lord Laird begins to kneel before her. He kisses her hand, formally apologizing for his previous rudeness toward her. The other knights watch in astonishment, whispering about the high honor of his apology and his sudden interest in Luna. One of his men cries tears of joy, emotionally declaring that their leader is finally learning how to flatter a girl. Mortified by the public display, Luna inwardly questions his sanity for making such a gesture in front of all his men. He explains that his tendency to believe gossip over what he sees is a dangerous flaw for a knight. Looking up at her sincerely, he asks Luna White for her forgiveness for his past recklessness. She accepts his apology, thanks him for the shirt, and helps him stand as his favorability increases again. As they walk, he asks about her studies, and she offers to teach him swordsmanship before he wishes her luck and departs. While studying with Nessia, Luna worries that his favorability is rising too slowly and that her initial bonus from saving him is wearing off. After a long study session, Nisha decides they should stop for the day, leaving Luna to ponder her slow progress. Nessia regretfully informs her that he must go home next week after receiving a letter from his father and won't be able to continue their lessons. The scene transitions to a grand, sunlit palace with a large central dome. Inside the throne room, Duke Fedra warns the king of a northern prophecy about a powerful magician who will be summoned to destroy the continent. Identified by name, Duke Fedra reports that a strange magic array has been found near the city where the powerful magician Salvatore currently resides. A promotional image for the game of survival displays Luna surrounded by 3 of the male leads. Reading a letter, Luna frets over how to refuse an overly expensive gift from the son of the richest man without sounding cold. She writes a reply politely declining the lavish gifts and requesting a simple mulberry tree sapling instead. Her letter explains the sentimental request, reminding him of the tree with purple flowers that grew outside her childhood bedroom window. With a satisfied smile, she glances at a nearby clock, ready for her next task. In her letter, she promises to pass her exam and looks forward to his return. Having finished writing, she stretches, relieved to have completed the difficult task. Noticing the time, she realizes she must head to the library to study and live up to Nisha's expectations. From behind a door, a voice questions why someone is going against Phaedra, while another voice says the name, Lexi. Luna, in a blue and pink dress, stands in a hallway and wonders what her brother and sister are arguing about. Inside the room, Lexi angrily confronts Luna's red-haired brother, acknowledging that Phaedra and his allies are despicable, but reminding him that he's the uncle of the 7th prince, Cynos. The brother apologizes for being impulsive and getting Luna involved. Peeking from behind the door, a worried Luna wonders how she is involved in their conflict. Startled, her maid discovers her eavesdropping, and Lexi calls out, asking how much she heard as the flustered maid tries to silence Luna. Luna steps out, her expression filled with concern, and asks if something has happened to their family. Her brother dismisses her worries, assuring her that he and Lexi will handle it before closing the door on her. The maid looks at Luna with concern. The maid tries to cheer Luna up by talking about the upcoming ball, but Luna asks what her siblings were fighting about. The maid explains that Luna's brother didn't support Duke Phaedra in Parliament, and now their family is being targeted. Luna becomes pensive, absorbing the gravity of her family's new political trouble. The scene shifts to a bright, sunny day as noblewomen gather for a garden ball. Now wearing a pink dress, Luna walks through the party, reflecting that the original Luna's ignorance of noble politics made her vulnerable to offending powerful people. Determined, she resolves to use the ball as an opportunity to gain support and protect her family's future. Luna stops, thinking that befriending Hubert, the heir of the Hughes family who are close to Duke Phaedra, could solve their problems, and she regrets not acting sooner. Looking up, she gasps in surprise at something just ahead of her. This is a promotional image and will be skipped. The scene shifts back to the library, where Nessia asks a distracted Luna if his explanation was clear enough. A flustered Luna snaps back to attention, apologizing for being distracted and quickly praising Nisha's excellent teaching. Nessia expresses concern, noting that she seems restless and asking if she has been sleeping well. Luna deflects, blaming a poor night's sleep as she hands him a stack of papers. As their hands touch over the papers, Luna's eyes widen in a moment of surprise. In a sudden vision, Lord Laird asks Luna White for her forgiveness. The vision continues as Luna tells a kneeling Lord Laird that she isn't angry and he should get up. He takes her hand as he stands, thanking her, and a relationship meter appears, indicating their bond has strengthened. Lord Laird turns to a group of noisy knights, doubling their training before telling Luna she should attend to her own matters first. As he walks with her, he asks about her herbal medicine studies and offers to teach her swordsmanship, then wishes her luck and departs. A tiny chibi Luna watches him and his retinue leave. Back in the present, Luna is stunned to see a glowing system window displaying her relationship levels with Nessia, Lord Laird, and an unknown person, realizing the game system is real. While studying with Nessia, Luna laments that her relationship level with him barely increases unless she surprises him. Concluding that good deeds are key, Nessia then suggests they stop for the day. Nessia looks at Luna with a thoughtful and slightly somber expression. He asks Luna if she's returning to Caius and when she will be back. Smiling warmly, Nessia pats Luna's head, reassuring her that he'll be back soon, and that she'll definitely pass her exam if she continues to study. The scene transitions to a grand, domed cathedral under a bright blue sky. Inside the vast, sunlit hall, an assembly of nobles and knights gathers before a figure seated on a golden throne. A man identified as Duke Phaedra addresses the monarch, reporting on a prophecy about a powerful magician who will summon a catastrophe and implicating the magician Salvatore, who has been studying unusual magic. Luna's brother, Earl White, steps forward to defend Salvatore, citing his beneficial contributions and popularity with the citizens. Duke Phaedra smirks, questioning Earl White's defense, and insinuating it's because his sister Luna is close with Salvatore's student. Leaning forward with a cane, Duke Fedra menacingly accuses the White family of being involved in the plot to summon the catastrophe. A promotional cover shows Luna at the center, surrounded by Lord Laird, Nisia, and another man with dark purple hair. Luna sits at a desk in her study, reading a letter. She reads a letter from the son of the continent's richest man, who offers her expensive gifts like diamonds or fabric. She feels she must refuse, but worries about being rude and contemplates a more meaningful gift. Writing her reply, Luna politely declines the lavish gifts and instead asks for a mulberry tree sapling, recalling a story he told her about one from his childhood. She smiles, remembering he told her the tree outside his window would be full of purple flowers in the summer. She finishes her letter, explaining she wants to plant the tree to see the beautiful view he once had, as a memory of them as children appears. Vowing to pass her exam, she signs off her letter, looking forward to his return. Stretching happily, Luna exclaims that she's finally finished writing the letter. Back in the hallway, Luna overhears her brother and sister arguing about someone named Fedra. Peeking around the corner, she sees that her brother and Lexi are indeed arguing. Lexi furiously questions her brother for opposing Fedra, who is the uncle of the seventh prince, Xenos. He apologizes for being impulsive and getting Luna involved. Luna wonders how she's involved just as her maid discovers her eavesdropping. Lexi also spots her and demands to know what she heard while the maid tries to muffle a startled Luna. Luna, in a blue dress, asks her red-haired brother and her sister Lexi what happened, but her brother dismisses her concerns and closes the door. A maid reveals to a pensive Luna that her family is being targeted because her brother didn't support Duke Fedra in a parliament meeting. On the day of the ball, Luna, now in a pink dress, realizes she must gain support from other nobles to protect her family's precarious position. She remembers a bad ending from the game, where her entire family is chained and exiled, filling her with dread. At the garden party, Luna thinks that charming Amber from the Hughes family could solve their problems, lamenting that she didn't act sooner. Looking up, she gasps in surprise at something just out of view. She spots a beautiful golden pocket watch lying open on the grass, its red inner lid intricately engraved with a strange symbol. A man with dark, wavy hair warns her not to touch it. Luna recognizes him as Amber and explains she only meant to find the owner. Ignoring her explanation, Amber states he'll retrieve the watch himself and bends down to pick it up. Luna decides she must win Amber over to help her family, and compliments the unique engravings on his pocket watch to start a conversation. Amber's expression shifts as he asks if she is from the White family and offers her a thank you gift for finding his watch. Luna smiles sweetly, insisting no gift is needed as she didn't do anything special. Putting the watch away, Amber insists, calling the gift hush money to ensure she tells no one she saw the watch. His words shock her as she realizes the gravity of the situation. Luna has a flash of realization, connecting the pattern on the watch to the Valet Society's emblem, a notorious black magician's alliance. "Not a word more," Amber shouts, reaching out toward a horrified Luna. "Whoosh, whoosh," he grabs her chin, demanding to know if she truly didn't recognize the pattern, as Luna panics that he'll silence her permanently. Getting up from the ground, Luna calmly offers to keep his secret. She then boldly tells him that instead of money, she needs a favor from him. The scene transitions from their private conversation back to the grand, crowded ballroom. A woman with curly brown hair wearing a crown complains that Amber has missed the opening dance, and that the palace idiots can't make a dress she likes. A group of noblewomen gossip about Amber's absence, hoping he isn't having a secret rendezvous with another woman. The crowned woman dismisses their concerns, confident no one would dare pursue her future husband, until a ruckus draws her attention to Lord Hughes's arrival. Lord Amber enters the ballroom with Luna on his arm, causing the crowned woman to gasp in shock and anger. All eyes in the ballroom turn to watch the unexpected pair make their entrance. While other ladies call Luna a shameless wretch, the crowned woman smirks, certain that Amber will still invite her to dance despite any tricks. Amber turns to Luna, directly asking her for a dance. With a pleased smile, Luna curtsies and accepts his offer, telling him it would be her honor. The crowned woman glares furiously, vowing that she won't let that bitch get away with stealing him. Luna and Amber begin to dance gracefully, becoming the center of attention. As they dance, Luna feels the intense, jealous stares of the other noble ladies burning into her back. Luna thanks Amber for the dance, and he remarks she's different from the rumors, prompting her to internally call him an annoying, black-hearted man. Amber correctly deduces she's using his family's influence to intimidate an enemy, and Luna smugly thinks he has no choice but to help keep her secret. A faint smile appears on Amber's face as he admits that's precisely why he doesn't hate smart women. He then smoothly insists she stop calling him Lady Luna and use his name Amber instead. Amber looks at her with newfound respect, stating he looks forward to their partnership. After their dance, Luna watches Amber rejoin a group of men across the room. Her eyes lock onto a smirking man with long black hair and glasses, and an unsettled feeling washes over her. As she and Amber dance again, Luna casually asks about the Duke, noting his good mood despite recent riots over high taxes. Amber coldly informs her the riots ended because the Duke had the leader burned at the stake, hence his cheerful disposition. Dazed by his words, Luna is struck by a terrifying vision of herself and her family being burned as witches. The horrifying vision continues, engulfing her in a sea of roaring flames. Faint! Overwhelmed, Luna collapses onto a nearby sofa as Amber calls her name in alarm. The scene shatters into a bad end screen, declaring Player 380 mission failed, over fragmented images of the cast and flames. Luna jolts awake with a desperate cry, her hand clutching her chest. Realizing it was a dream, she trembles, wondering if the previous player in her body, Player 380, had truly experienced being burned alive. She grows pensive, questioning why Callista appeared in her grim vision of the bad ending. Clenching her fist, she sits up with renewed determination, declaring that she will not allow that future to happen. Back at the ball, the crowned woman complains that Amber is avoiding her, looking utterly dejected. She angrily wonders if he thinks she's powerless against him now that he's allied with Fedra, but another noble lady advises her to calm down. A young woman, with curly orange hair and a small crown, angrily confronts another young woman. The crowned woman looks on as a blonde woman in a white dress gracefully curtsies. The scene shifts to the elegant interior of a mansion or palace. A man with dark blue hair decides it's time to return to the ballroom after taking a break. After reflecting on her dream, Luna tightens her fist, resolving to stick to her plan, since the Amber in her dream is not the one she knows now. In a different dress, Luna thoughtfully decides to thank him when she returns. Luna reaches a grand set of doors and pushes them open. From across the room, the woman with the crown spots Luna and exclaims that she's found her. The crowned woman and her two blonde-haired companions look down on Luna with disdain. The companions gossip about Luna, accusing her of stealing the spotlight from Princess Jeanette and now chasing after Lord Amber. Princess Jeanette confronts Luna, warning her that she will pay a price for trying to seduce Amber and steal things from her. Luna simply turns and walks away, leaving the princess stunned by her audacity. Turning back with a smile, Luna sarcastically apologizes and points out that Amber was the one who invited her to dance and took her to rest. With a confident smirk, Luna asks Princess Jeanette if she really thinks she needs to resort to stealing, leaving the princess fuming. Enraged, the princess orders her companions to ruin Luna's face, and they lunge forward to attack. Whoosh! Luna deftly dodges the attack, flipping one woman's dress over her head. Whoosh! In a swift movement, she uses her foot to trip the other attacking woman. Grab as one of the women stumbles, Luna catches her by the arm. Twist. Luna twists the woman's arm behind her back, causing her to cry out in pain. Crack. With a final, sharp movement, Luna incapacitates her attacker, who screams as she falls. Standing over the two fainted ladies, Luna coolly notes their exhaustion, and then asks Princess Jeanette why she was looking for her. The princess stares in shock, questioning Luna's identity. Luna calmly asks Princess Jeanette why she was searching for her, further enraging the princess, who furiously orders her fallen companions to get up. Luna dismisses the two as daughters of low-ranking viscounts who are not even vassals to the White family, questioning what right they have to treat her so disrespectfully. Losing her composure, the princess lunges forward with an open palm, ready to strike Luna. A man with dark blue hair suddenly appears and grabs the princess's wrist, stopping her attack and telling her that's enough. The man firmly reminds the princess that Luna is a member of the White family and warns that her actions could spread rumors, advising her to end the farce and get some rest. He then turns to a surprised Luna, informing her that Duke Fedra wants to see her. Left alone, the furious princess calls for a Callista, then curses her companions as useless before vowing to make Luna White suffer double the humiliation she just endured. As they walk, Luna asks the man when he arrived, and he questions if she was trying to hide something, causing her to panic internally that he discovered her combat training. The man's relationship meter rises as he compliments her for being like the white family's cat that knows how to scratch. Annoyed, Luna wonders about his strange tastes and analyzes his powerful position in the kingdom. Luna has a sudden, horrifying realization that his powerful group excludes the king, making her wonder if he's plotting a rebellion. Noticing her trembling, the man asks if she is cold, but she nervously denies it. He coolly tells her to return his clothes then, holding out his arm for his coat. Realizing he was the one who carried her to a room when she fainted, Luna thanks him as she hands back his coat. He dismisses her thanks, explaining he only did it to prevent her from revealing their secret in her sleep, to which she nervously jokes that he should be careful. He leans in close, confidently assuring her that she won't reveal anything as a magical aura envelops them. The magical energy swirls around them as he holds her close. Luna looks down to see a glowing ring has magically appeared on her finger as their hands are clasped. In a panic, she demands to know what he did and why she can't remove the ring. He calmly tells her not to bother, revealing it's a ring forged with contract magic. He warns her that if she reveals any secrets, the ring will cause her to explode and die, leaving her utterly horrified. The man with glasses approaches them, remarking that Luna has lived up to her reputation and is a woman worthy of Amber's respect. The man with glasses raises his wine, adding that Luna is not only beautiful, but also clever, much stronger than her boring brother. Luna forces a smile, thinking to herself how difficult her brother must find it to deal with such a backhanded person. The man with glasses tells Amber he won't interfere further. Meanwhile, he inwardly marvels that Luna signed a contract with the Hughes heir, admitting he underestimated her. Luna, in turn, realizes Duke Fedra's words had a hidden meaning and panics when she wonders if he noticed her ring. Luna tugs on Amber's sleeve, her expression filled with worry as he holds a glass of wine. Overwhelmed, Luna begins to sob, lamenting how she can't live a normal life while wearing a ring that could turn her into a human bomb at any moment. On day 1 of a time skip, a cheerful Luna welcomes Nessia back, who asks with concern about the finger she cut at the ball. On day 2, Laird calls her an idiot for getting hurt. On day 3, Lexi and Pedro fuss over her still unhealed wound, overwhelming Luna with their constant worrying. A frustrated Luna screams that she can't take it anymore, yells for Amber to fix this, and storms off. Luna bursts through a door, surprising Amber, who is seated inside. Holding a newspaper, Amber coolly asks if she always bursts in without a greeting. His hand rests on the newspaper as Luna's determined eyes narrow. An enraged Luna points at Amber, accusing him of lying about the ring being removable. He calmly clarifies that contract magic is bound to the soul and cannot be undone. Luna questions why her ring is gone, and Amber explains he simply hid it with magic, reminding her not to tell anyone about their agreement. She fumes that he scared her, but he retorts that she never asked and he thought she enjoyed showing it off, causing her to grind her teeth in frustration before finally asking him to help find it. A smirking Amber challenges her to show him how sincere she is. Amber reminds Luna that their deal is over and she needs the right attitude when asking for new favors. Though internally fuming, Luna gives in and agrees to anything he requests. Amber listens to her plea with a thoughtful silence and a faint smile. Glances. A tiny Amber inspects Luna's face and hair, looking around her curiously. He tells her she looks pretty when she's quiet and suggests she model for his art class. A flustered Luna wonders what on earth he wants from her. The scene shifts to Delano Academy, a renowned magic school in Xavier's royal capital. The academy is highly exclusive, with only the top families receiving admission, instilling great pride in its students. As she walks through the grounds holding a book, Luna thinks to herself, "Except for me," she feels embarrassed to be in high school at 24 and stares in confusion at an electives application, overwhelmed by the choice of classes. Remembering the useless food tasting, meditation, and sewing classes the original Luna took, she despairs over what to choose, while 2 girls behind her gossip about their appearance in case they see Nessia. Nessia appears through a bloom of yellow roses, greeting Luna and asking if the sapling he gave her is growing well. She happily confirms it has sprouted new branches. Nessia is pleased it will bloom soon, then notices her application and asks what classes she plans to take, but she admits she's not sure yet. Still undecided, she stares at the class list as Nessia gently suggests she take a reading class. Nearby, 2 girls swoon, exclaiming how handsome Lord Laird looks. Lord Laird makes his entrance, surrounded by an aura of white flowers as he looks toward Luna. He chides her for not having chosen her classes yet, and suggests weight training to strengthen her weak muscles so he can teach her swordsmanship. She cheekily asks why he can't just teach her now. Tap. A paper is gently placed on Luna's head, startling her. She panics internally, wondering why Amber is here too. Amber suggests she take an art class to see how models pose. Otherwise, she might get angry when he draws her like a jumping monkey. Ding, ding, ding! The school's clock tower bell chimes. Lord Laird, Amber, and Necia all look expectantly at Luna, calling her name. Overwhelmed by the sudden attention from all three men, Luna panics, wondering how she's supposed to choose. The three men stand before her, collectively asking which classes she's picking. Lord Laird, Amber, and Necia exchange tense glances. Necia expresses his surprise that Amber would offer to help Luna, remarking that he thought Amber didn't care about things around him. Amber claims it's just friendship, but flashes his glowing contract ring, reminding Luna of her obligation. She realizes she can't refuse him. Seeing them interact, Lord Laird asks if the two of them know each other. Lord Laird explains that his and Amber's families are business partners, but Amber interrupts, criticizing his swordsmanship and redirecting the conversation back to choosing classes. Luna frets internally, realizing Lord Laird gets jealous easily and that not choosing him could ruin their relationship and complicate her future plans. Necia gently intervenes, telling Luna that what matters most is that she picks a class she genuinely likes. Touched by his kindness, Luna sees Necia as a pure-hearted angel she couldn't possibly refuse. Luna feels trapped, knowing that choosing one man will lower her relationship with the other two and leave them vulnerable to the heroine's influence. Spotting Callista in the distance, Luna has a sudden idea and decides to take a proactive approach to her dilemma. She approaches a surprised Callista and warmly takes her hands. A nervous Callista reveals she's taking an embroidery class and a history class. With a bright smile, Luna enthusiastically suggests they take the classes together. Callista glances over at the three men watching them, a subtle, sly smile forming on her lips. She happily agrees to Luna's proposal. The scene transitions, showing the Academy's clock tower under a cloudy sky. Later, in a classroom, Luna struggles with her embroidery project, worrying that the complicated craft will take her all night to finish. Startled by Lord Laird's voice asking why she's still here, she accidentally pricks her finger with the needle. She lets out a cry of despair, not for her finger, but for her ruined homework. Lord Laird asks where her handkerchief is to deal with her injured embroidery. He scolds her for being careless, then shocks her by taking her finger and licking the wound clean. A flustered and beet-red Luna screams at Laird, utterly mortified. Stuttering in disbelief, Luna tries to process what just happened. Panicking, Luna shouts at him again, demanding to know what he's doing. He casually explains he's just cleaning it like they do in training, causing her to despair over this world's hygiene. He then chides her for thinking weird things all day. Changing the subject, Lord Laird tells Luna he has a question for her. He asks her if she is close with Amber. Internally, Luna wonders if he's questioning her relationships, pondering if she can have a harem like the heroine without causing chaos. With her arms crossed, she coolly states they're okay, but not very close, then asks why he wants to know. He warns her not to get too close to Amber, reminding her he is the princess's future husband, an arrangement secured by both their powerful families. Noticing her relationship meter with Laird has gone up, she realizes making him jealous is an effective, if annoying, strategy. Holding up her hand, Luna tells him to stop. She cheerfully dismisses his concerns, declaring they are all just friends and teasing him for being as talkative as a grandma. An indignant Laird chases after her, yelling about how he is not like a grandma. Later, Laird tells Luna he'll wait for her in the forest for training tomorrow, as she cheerfully waves goodbye. Luna happily leaps as she heads off. Miss Lexi asks if Luna is going training with Laird tomorrow. Luna explains it's because Lexi, the top swordsman, is too busy to teach her. Agreeing to her plans, Lexi says she'll have a carriage ready for her in the morning as they walk home. A blonde-haired figure in a black hood instructs two others to proceed with their plan. In the forest, Luna holds an ornate ancestral sword her brother gave her, feeling he's overreacting to her interest in swordsmanship. She holds the sword with a determined expression. FWIP. Luna's sword slices through a rope net, and she wonders why hunters would place a trap at the forest entrance. A sudden scream from nearby startles her. Hearing a cry for help, Laird asks what happened as he and Luna discover Callista in the bushes. Callista greets them with a smile, expressing her relief at running into them. A promotional image for the Villainess' survival game shows an angelic Luna surrounded by 3 chibi male leads. The source of the scream is revealed. Callista's foot is caught in a bloody bear trap. Lord Laird rushes to Callista's side, horrified by her serious injury, as Luna looks on from behind a bush. Laird explains he heard a voice and came running, while Luna adds that she noticed many traps at the forest entrance that morning. Squat. Luna squats to examine the trap, agreeing that it's weird and suggesting they tend to Callista's injury first. As Luna struggles to open the trap, Callista thanks her but says it's no use as the trap won't budge. Lord Laird advises her that brute force won't work and that she needs to break the spring at the bottom to disable it. With new resolve, Luna draws her sword, ready to try his suggestion. Clang. She strikes the trap with her sword, but it doesn't open. Sobbing, Callista tells a frustrated Luna that the trap is still closed. Lord Laird steps in, holding Luna back and telling her to stay put. Drawing his own sword, he unleashes a powerful, glowing green strike against the trap. Luna watches in amazement as the trap finally springs open. Luna points out in shock that Laird's sword blade is now broken, but he dismisses it as unimportant, stating that saving someone is the priority. She presses him about his treasured childhood sword, but he deflects, insisting they take Callista to the temple for treatment. Luna reluctantly agrees, privately wondering why Laird is suddenly so concerned about Callista. She consoles herself that at least her relationship with him hasn't dropped, and he's not yet charmed by the heroine. As Laird and Luna help her, a supported Callista flashes a sly, triumphant smirk. Later, Luna and Laird sit in the pews of a large, quiet temple. Laird quietly scolds Luna for being clumsy during the ceremony, questioning if she's forgotten how to act in a temple. Looking guilty, Luna laughs it off, claiming she was just distracted and that he's exaggerating. She sadly recalls seeing her brother and sister leaving for the temple together without her. She reflects on how her siblings have received blessings multiple times without her, as a priest. Thanks, Callista. Suddenly, the text in the holy book she's reading becomes incomprehensible. Luna gasps, clutching her chest as a sudden, intense pain strikes her, making her wonder if her new body has a heart condition. Lord Laird holds Luna with a concerned expression, asking if she is all right. Gasping in pain against a dark, swirling background, Luna looks horrified as an unseen voice calls her name, asking what's wrong. In the empty temple, Luna collapses to the floor as Lord Laird kneels to help her and a priest looks on. Supporting a weakened Luna, Lord Laird listens as the priest announces that the ceremony is cancelled due to her poor health. From a distance, Callista watches through a window as Lord Laird and the priest tend to Luna. Callista internally scoffs that her plan to get injured was unnecessary, as Luna foolishly ran into trouble herself, calling the game's NPCs idiotic. Laughing to herself, Callista notes that Luna's reaction means the seal in her body has weakened, progressing the storyline as she checks her game menu. Reviewing a mission flowchart, Callista hopes for a different outcome this time, revealing this is her 381st cycle, and her mission is to find the story's true ending. The scene transitions to Lord Laird and Luna walking together on the sunlit grounds outside the temple. Luna wonders why her body feels so much lighter since leaving the temple, questioning if the place caused her sudden pain. Lord Laird turns to her with a serious gaze, suggesting she should go back and rest for the day. With renewed energy, Luna insists she's fine and wants to return to the forest to destroy the traps. Laird agrees, calling it a knight's duty. As Laird walks away, he warns that he'll carry her if she faints, prompting a defiant Luna to lightly punch his back and shout, "I won't!" Back in the forest, Luna watches Laird and internally questions his strange behavior, wondering if his quick sacrifice of his sword means Callista has already charmed him. Laird stops and tells her to say what's on her mind, prompting Luna to ask if he stopped her from helping because he thought her lack of magic made her useless. Luna maintains a firm, questioning expression as she awaits his answer. He asks why she thinks that, and she replies it's the only reason she can imagine for him to sacrifice his treasured sword. Standing over a seated Laird, Luna places a hand on his shoulder, stating that she understands what his sword means to him. He clarifies that her sword is a priceless family heirloom, while his was old and worthless, so he was protecting something important to her. Luna beams, thanking him for his consideration, but he dismisses it. She then cheerfully suggests they can now focus on investigating. Laird kneels down and begins examining the broken pieces of the rope trap scattered on the forest floor. As she looks at the broken trap pieces, Luna's eye catches a small, faintly glowing green object among them. Luna holds up the tiny, glowing mechanism piece, asking Laird what it is, and saying it looks strangely familiar.